This first one comes
All
from
right.
Specialist White 909, and they said, "How did you find out that you were going to play such a big role in the last episode?"
It was a big old surprise. Okay, listen. It turns out, in the end, the lesson I've learned. It turns out that I could have just asked somebody, and they would have told me. Like I always felt from the beginning, everything was very secretive, and I would get my script, and it would just be my scene, and the rest would be all blacked out. Like I had to sign NDAs every other day, and shred everything. So I always felt weird about like asking the writers or the producers for more information or context about an episode or scenes, um, because I didn't want to put them in a position where they had to tell me like I'm not allowed to tell you anything. And also, it never really mattered that much because Bill kind of existed in sort of a vacuum, like his own separate world. He didn't really need to know what else was going on in the rest of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But then in season 6, like I found out, I think it was it from my agent. How was it first? It might have been from my agent asking if I was available for these days. It was a much bigger, span of days than I was normally used to, which was the first clue that I was going to be working a lot. And then also, I was doing episode 611. I'm not in it, but like my ad is on like a bus bench for William Oakley and Associates. So I was taking the photograph for that at the studio, and Tom Schnauz, the director of that episode, came in just to check on things and say hi. And we were talking, and he just kept like being mysterious about how like, oh, it's gonna pay off, like, oh yeah, we got something big planned. And 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 me being me, I just said, oh, okay, cool. And I realized now that I probably could have just said, oh, can you tell me what that is? Because I don't know anything. I think everybody assumed that I already knew that somebody had talked to me. Everybody thought somebody else had talked to me. So no, and then I got the email, yeah, about which days I can work, and then I got the script. Actually, no, I just got I got a scene because we had to film that airplane scene very early,
Mm-hmm.
because it turns out there's very few fuselage sets that are good in the area to film on, and one of them was traveling from like LA to like Miami or something, and we had like one day to film it, to sort of hijack it in Albuquerque. So we did that like 2 months before filming the rest of the episode. So that was very early. So I got the scene for that, just for the script, just for that scene, which is in the middle of the episode. And it was the first time I was like, no, I really do need more context. I have no idea what I'm saying or what I'm talking about. Like what's going on? So I very like sheepishly walked up to one of the producers. I think it was Jen Carroll, who's one of my favorite humans. And I said, I don't, it's okay if you say no, but I was wondering if I could read more of the script, or if somebody could just like, call me and tell me about it,
You're
or
very
you could
coy
just,
about it.
yeah, like you could just like let me look at it for 5 minutes and then like take it away, like whatever you need to do. And they're like, oh, Peter, no, yeah, we'll send you a script. We thought you had one. And it was at that moment I was like, I bet I could have asked like years ago for information.
Do you think they knew
They're very
years ahead of
nice.
time?
Not about that specific episode, but just about,
The overall arc.
other stuff I was in. So then, yeah, then I got the full episode, and that's when I realized how much of the episode I was actually involved in.
That's amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
this next one comes from Bonnie Blue, and they said, if Oakley had to disappear and start over with a new life, what would be his best case scenario? I guess like a vacuum repairman kind of disappear kind of a situation.
Yeah, boy. Like best case for him, I think no customer service, like no interaction with customers or the public. I think that would. I think that, you know what? I think he jokes in one episode about wanting to have like a labradoodle, breed labradoodles. But as much of a joke as that was, I think that he would really enjoy that.
So
I think
that's canon
sort of
now.
like an animal sanctuary, specifically for labradoodles, but also he would accept like, like miniature donkeys or cats.
My mother actually has miniature donkeys. Fun
Really?
fact. Miss
Oh my
Patricia
God.
Madonia.
I was just watching a video. They're so adorable.
They're the greatest. Okay, I got one more for you. This one comes from
Yes.
Barack Ograma. I had to keep one of these in here.
Oh, Barack. Hey.
Ograma. And of course, they said, "Is the One Piece real?"
Yes. Yes. Sure is.